Carolina?
I believe we may have taken her once or twice earlier when we first arrived in Cary.
Where would you have taken her?
If we were going to take her someplace, it would have been to Wake Med.
Well, do you recall taking her or not?
If I would have taken her, it would have been 6 to 8 years ago. So I believe we may have taken her once or twice. But I can't be sure, given that it's been that long.
Any other doctors or psychologists or psychiatrists or counselors that Nancy saw that you're aware of?
No.
Were both of those set up since Nancy's death?
Both of those were set up after Nancy's death, yes.
Okay. And tell me again what purpose they were for.
They were just for communicating with friends, family, lawyers. I didn't have access to my work email, so I needed some other way to email.
Any other email addresses other than those you've named?
I think I created an account with Yahoo that I required an email account to get on a Yahoo website that we used for our MBA class.
When was that?
2 years ago.
Do you recall the Yahoo account?
No, I don't. I haven't used it in forever.
How many computers did you have prior to Nancy's death?
We had 3, I guess. 4. I'm sorry, 4.
Tell me about each computer.
We had a desktop computer for the girls, which had movies and games for the girls to play on. We had a Mac.
What kind of computer was that?
It was a Dell computer.
Go ahead, I didn't mean to.
There was a Macintosh laptop that I used for work, and we also used it at home. I had an IBM laptop that I used for work. And had another computer that was used at one time for training on my bike, on my road bike.
Was that at home or at work?
That was at home.
And which of those, what kind of computer was the training on the road bike?
It was just an old server, basically, an old laptop, not laptop, but an old desktop that was 8, 9 years old.
So you had 2 desktops and 2 laptops?
Yes. We had also one more desktop that we started putting family photos and movies back onto.
What kind of computer was that?
That was another desktop computer.
Do you know what kind it was?
I believe it was an HP computer.
Okay. So you had 4 in the home and 1 at work?
My IBM laptop I used both at home and at work. It was portable.
Which of those computers do you still have?
The only computer I still have is the computer that I was using for training on my bike. I had stopped using it earlier this year, and it was in storage.
And I think we subpoenaed a copy of the hard drive for that computer. Did you produce that today?
Not today, no, I have not.
Okay.
I can, though, yes.
Any reason that you can't produce that?
It's empty. There's nothing on it.
Why is that?
Because I stopped using it, and we were going to donate the computer
Did you clean the hard drive?
last year.
Why would you need to do that?
If you're going to donate a computer to someone, you didn't want any personal information on it.
Okay. And who were you going to donate that computer to?
We've got bins at the office that you can donate computers in, and they recycle it.
Bins at Cisco?
Yes.
Have you ever donated a computer at Cisco?
Yes.
When would that have been?
Probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we had a computer that wouldn't boot up, not a personal computer, but a computer at work that wouldn't start up. It was an old computer. And rather than trying to fix it, we just we put it in the bin.
We being whom?
Myself and my coworkers.
Okay. Who are the coworkers?
Greg McGlucci and I.
Spell Greg's last name.
MIGCLUCCI.
Okay. And is he still a coworker?
Yes.
Is he at Cisco?
Yes, he is.
Back just for a minute, I want to ask you a few more questions about the email addresses. Was Nancy's email address fully accessible to you throughout the marriage?
Yes, there was no password to access it. That's the one we used for emailing friends, family. Kids used it. I used it. We all used it whenever. It was the only computer downstairs.
And so were you able to access my emails to Nancy?
Your emails to Nancy?
Mm-hmm.
If she sent any emails, that's not something I looked for. So I'm not too sure if she emailed you with the home account or not.
Did you ever see any emails that I sent to Nancy?
Nancy forwarded me the draft separation agreement.
Do you recall when she forwarded you that separation agreement?
I believe it was April, end of April.
And other than that email, have you ever seen any other emails that I sent to Nancy?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Okay. What's your date of birth?
Objection, ask him to answer, but go ahead.
I asked him how old he was. I don't recall asking his date of birth, but
October 9th, 1973.
what's Nancy's date of birth?
August 25th, 1973.
Tell me the full names and dates of birth of both children. I think you have given me Bella's date of birth.
All right, so Bella is Isabella Nancy Cooper, February the 23rd, 2004. Our second child is Gabriella Catherine Cooper. That would be July 23rd, 2006.
Where were you born?
Medicine Hat, Alberta, in Canada.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one brother,
What's his full name?
Grant. I believe his middle name is Kenneth Cooper.
Do you know his date of birth?
January 29th. He's 4 years younger than me, so 77, I believe.
Was he 30?
I believe he would be 30 now. He's 4 years younger than me.
Okay. What do you call your brother?
Grant.
Do you and Grant have a close relationship?
We talk occasionally.
How often?
We talk more now than previously.
Since when?
Since Nancy's death, we probably talk once a week. He came down here and stayed with a few weeks with me.
Does he have any children?
He has one child.
And how old is that child, and what's the name of the child?
The child would be just shy of 2 years old now, I believe.
Name of the child?
He's got a strange spelling of the name.
It's a boy or a girl?
It's a boy. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. I don't know why.
Is that your only nephew?
Yes.
And how many times have you seen your nephew?
I've not seen him personally, face to face.
Why is that?
Nancy did not like to travel to Canada. I should say Nancy did not like to travel to my parents' residence. And so we never took that many trips to see my parents. My parents usually came down to see us.
Well, I'm asking about your nephew.
I'm trying to tell you why I've not seen him is because Nancy did not want to travel to Canada to see my parents.
Okay. And has your brother ever brought his son to see you?
No, he has not.
Have you and your brother ever met each other with your children on a trip?
Yes. He's come down to North Carolina a few times now.
Your brother?
Yes.
When did he come to North Carolina?
He came a couple of years ago on training trip, stayed with us for a week or so.
We stayed at your house?
Yes.
Did he fly for that?
Yes, he flew down for that, yes.
But he did not bring his child?
That was before his child was born.
Okay. Did he come to Cary when Nancy died for the memorial? Well, first, did he come to Cary when she died?
He did, yes.
And did he attend the memorial services?
He did not, per my request.
Okay. Any other nieces and nephews?
No.
What's your mother's full name?
Carol Cooper.
Is it just Carol Cooper? She doesn't have a middle name?
I've never used her middle name. My dad does have a cell phone, yes.
What's the number?
It's on my cell phone. I've got it as a contact on my cell phone.
Do you have your cell phone with you today?
No, I do not.
Where's your cell phone right now?
At the other lawyer's office,
Who's the other lawyer?
Kurtz and Bloom.
Okay. Would you be able to provide me with that cell phone number by the end of the day?
I'm sure I could.
Okay. Does your mother have an email address?
No.
Does your father have an email address?
Yes.
What is that email address?
It's on my account. I don't memorize it. It's listed as a contact. It's
Is
TK Cooper something. I don't remember the exact wording of it.
Is that also in your cell phone?
The email address? No.
Do you have a BlackBerry or?
I have a device similar to a BlackBerry. It's a Samsung.
Where is that?
That is, as I said, at the lawyer's office.
And do you have email capabilities in that cell phone?
Yes.
Do you use that email? Okay. Do you use that device for work email
Yes.
and for personal email?
Occasionally personal email. Yes.
Any other cell phones that you have?
No.
Who's your cell phone provider?
AT&T.
How long have they been your provider?
Since I've had my cell phone. I think before it was AT&T, it was Singular maybe. I think AT&T got bought out or something, but I have not changed providers.
And who pays your cell phone bill?
It's a work cell phone. Cisco Systems pays for the bill.
Do the bills and the statements go to Cisco?
Yes, they do.
What's your brother's email address?
Again, that's on my contact on my computer.
Is it in your Samsung device or not?
No, it's. I don't usually send personal emails from my cell phone. I usually use it primarily just for reading emails.
Reading what kind of emails?
Whatever emails come into my work email, whether I'd say 99% of them would be work emails.
Do the Adventures of Brad.com run into that?
No,
Where do you retrieve those emails?
I don't.
Have you ever retrieved Adventures of Brad.com?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think I've never sent an email from that account.
Have you ever received one?
I may have received one from the domain provider that set up the website.
Tell me about that website. When was that set up?
That was probably set up
Again, I'm going to object to the relevance, but go ahead.
3 years ago, give or take. I don't have the exact date, but 3 years ago.
Who set it up?
I set it up.
And how do you go about setting up a website?
I talked to a provider, supplied them with a domain name, and they sent me the credentials to access the website.
Who's the provider that you talked to?
I believe the provider is NetPro Hosting, I think is the name.
Have you set up any other websites other than adventuresofbrad.com?
When we first came to the States. Nancy and I set up a website after Isabella was born to share photos with the rest of the family.
And what was the name of that website?
IsabellaCooper.com,
.com.
yes.
When was that website up?
That was up shortly after the birth of Bella.
Other than that website and adventuresofbrad.com, have you set up any other websites?
No, not personal. We've got one at work that we use, but that's only for internal Cisco employees.
Did you set that up?
We set up the website for that, yes, as a team.
Who's the team?
All my coworkers.
Tell me who was on that team.
It's about 20 people. We had Randy Birdstall.
And if you can spell his last name.
Birdstall, I believe. He was the main person that kind of owned the server and set up the website and gave the rest of us access to add content to the website.
Who else did he do work? Who else worked on your team?
We have Eris Cruz, CRUZ, Asif Iqbal, IQBALL, Greg Maglucci, there's about 10 to 20 people on our team. I can't remember all the names top of my head, honestly.
And when did you develop that website with your team?
Had to be 2 years ago, maybe 18 months ago.
What is the website?
It's just a website for sharing technical data and helping users. Mostly it's just a way to share knowledge amongst our team.
Do you know the name of the website?
It's not accessible outside of Cisco, but the website's, the name of it would be VTG Alpha.
VTG Alpha?
Yes.
Are all of the persons that you listed still employed at Cisco?
Yes.
In Cary?
None of them are in Cary.
Where are they?
I believe they're all in San Jose, California.
Allison, sorry, I can interrupt for a moment. We can take a short break.
Sure.
Absolutely. Going off the record, the time is 11:11 a.m.